Now you're going to see Ondrej Strasky draft. Let's head on to that right now. Okay, Kenji, so we're underway here. Ondrej is drafting for his team in this team draft. He will be sitting right next to two players from opposite teams. Let's take a look at what he's got in his opener. Ooh, nice. A colorless, powerful card, Forebear's Blade.
Yeah, that's a very good card, one that you could definitely take here. And you don't want to pass it to your opponents, right? There are some strong options like Eviscerate, Blink of an Eye, but I think the Forebear's Blade is probably the go-to card.
I'll tell you what, Kenji, if you and I were in a team draft and you passed a Forebear's Blade, I would be very unhappy.
I would yell at you probably.
Okay, so let's take that one here, Ondrej. And, yeah, you're right. I mean, he is passing some decent stuff.
Yep.
But colorless cards that just go into any deck and are just quite strong are at a real premium where occasionally your team drafts can get ugly. I mean, we just watched Ben Stark draft. His deck actually looked like pretty decent. You know, it wasn't a knockout, but it looked pretty strong. Song of Freyalise and like 4+ Saproling migrations is nice. Ooh, Mirari Conjecture.
No, LSV didn't top 4 today, so.
So you don't think that card's good anymore?
I think the Blessed Light's probably the pick here, but it's the strongest standalone card, one you're definitely happy splashing for.
That is very much the case. Also, Mirari Conjecture doesn't go super well with Forebear's Blade. I mean, not that that's going to, but those two strategies don't line up that nicely.
A little of a clash there.
A little bit. It looks like Ondrej agrees with you there, Kenji. He's going to take Blessed Light.
Yeah, the thing about team drafts in more recent formats is that you're just going to end up with so many more playables than you would in, previous sets. So
how about Benalish Marshal or Blessed Light? Now, this is an interesting one because and a Courser too. Jeez.
I think Courser might be one of the best white commons, but you're not taking it over Blessed Light or Marshal. It kind of was that a seal? No, I thought I saw a seal away there too. I was like, what in the world is going on?
It was a Sanctum guy, but yeah.
As I was saying, it just depends on how Ondrej leans. I think the Marshal is very, very good, but just having access to removal is so nice.
You should always lean towards Marshal if given the chance. But you know what? If you set Marshal free and you really love him, he'll probably come back to you, and that might actually happen here because Benalish Marshal is a tough sell and really
it is
deck.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that a Benalish Marshal that's opened at a table like this just does not get played.
Yep, I agree.
So the other players aren't super incentivized to cut it either, and it may just come back. And remember also, for those of you at home that haven't done a team draft, there were only 6 players here, so you're much more likely to wheel a card than you are in an 8-player draft.
I think Divination was the pick there, and I like that pick a lot. There was only a Mesa Unicorn, which is a good 2-drop.
Yeah.
A good 2-drop as far as 2-drops are concerned, right? You think of Bishop Soldier from previous sets, but
look at this choice here. He has a choice between an Aven Sentry and a Blink of an Eye.
There's also a Jousting Lance. I actually think Jousting Lance is comparable to Forebear's Blade, honestly.
They are closer than they should be, given that one's a common and one's a rare. You would much rather have Forebear's Blade, but yeah, no, you're not wrong. Jousting Lance, actually cheaper to cast, too.
Looks like Ondrej's going down the blue-white path here. Weight of Memory, Player and Scholar, Dub. Not exciting. Weight of Memory is probably the most powerful card in the colors that he's already taken.
Yeah, just go for the uncommon here. Dub, not the type of thing that you want to be going for. It looked like, when the set was designed, they were taking a shot at a red-white auras and equipment deck. It almost never comes together. Very rare, if you play a lot of drafts, to have your opponent playing that color pair and then specifically going for that strategy within that color pair. So Dub and it kind of ends up getting left out.
Oh, yeah. You have equipment in this set. Like the Jousting Lance. That's just a repeatable Dub, right?
It's just better than Dub and repeatable. Yeah, forget about it. Also, the cards that reward you for auras tend to reward you for equipment as well. So.
Yes. I like Syncopate here.
I do too.
Like Dub, Board the Weatherlight. Although he does have some number of artifacts right now, right? He does have those equipment, and it's only pack 1, so you could see a Board the Weatherlight do something in this style of deck, but I think Syncopate is a better choice.
Yeah, just more likely to be in the main deck and also more likely to be effective when it is there. We should also mention here, Kenji, off the top. Baby, come back. We've got Ondrej Strasky drafting. We just saw Ben Stark. They're playing each other.
Okay.
So if you at home want to get an idea for what the matchup might look like, it looks like it's going to be blue-white versus green-red. And you can see some of the cards that are going to get picked and how they might or might not make the cut.
White just seems super open.
It is
by
super
the way.
open.
Sanctum Spirit was also in the pack with the Benelish Marshal, so not all of the other white cards had been taken already at that point. It's a good start for Ondrej. Haven't really noticed him take any hate cards, which is something you'll see sometimes in this format.
Yeah, it's interesting because this first pack didn't have a lot of, it's not like he saw like a Vicious Offering or, something that you're just like, okay, fine, I'm not letting you have this one.
The nice thing about what Ondrej has is that since he's basically only playing white right now, he can ditch the blue if he wants to. If he opens something powerful enough in a different color, he can absolutely just take it, not only as a way to hate on that card, but also as a way to, kind of hedge and maybe go,
That's a really good point.
Non-blue.
I do see a problem here, Kenji.
Enlighten?
There are 2 creatures. He's got 2 equipment. He has Benelish Marshal, and the only other creature is the Honor Guard?
Okay. Well, if he draws one of those 2 creatures, it'll be very large.
Yeah, it'll be very big, yes. It'll have a lance. It'll be carrying all this stuff.
No, I think this is where you would rather be than the opposite. I think you would rather have multiple removal spells, bounce spells, some good equipment, cards that aren't going to go very late, as opposed to having nothing but creatures and cards that you're probably not going to see later on in the draft. So
yeah, and now, of course, Strasky is going to be very aware of this, and any tiebreakers or even perhaps more weight will be given to creatures over not creatures. He still needs to take premium removal spells, but he can start dedicating those middle picks to 2/2s and whatnot.
To fairy one time.
I like that idea. He's not getting past one. That's not how it works. Seal away. That's a good one as a backup plan. And yeah, he just needs to take it here. This is one of those situations where you think, you might want to cut a card like Vicious Offering, but he's just taking a card that's just as good, but for his deck.
Exactly. Like if you take the Vicious Offering here and you don't end up running it, the person that you're passing the seal away to might take it and splash it. So, what are you doing to yourself?
Right, and if you end up running it for yourself, it makes your deck significantly better. So, pretty fortunate here for Ondrej as well. That actually is the best card in the pack.
Yes, seal away.
And he gets to take it in his primary color.
Why don't we seal away?
Into the night? I mean, we got a few more hours of work ahead of us. Seal away later. All right, let's see what's next here. There's a Dreadshade.
Was that a Song of Freyalise in there as well?
Yes, it is. Song of Freyalise. Boy, interesting one here for Ondrej, because that just might be a card that's worth cutting.
I think he's going to cut a card here as well. If he's still planning on playing white-blue, there's just nothing in here for him that's not going to wheel anyways, unwind and opt or whatever.
Right. The only card that he has pulled to the front is the Invoke the Divine as a card he might want to copy it, but come on, that's not a premium. So he's going to take Song of Freyalise. Now, what you'll often see, by the way, is that the players will keep their mind open on perhaps just being white-green, right? It's not out of the question that he just says, I'm not going to play the blue cards.
To be fair, there's nothing that's really pulling him to blue.
Ooh,
I guess he likes the Tetsuko a lot.
Although he does have the double non-bow.
Yes.
the
blade and the lance.
Yeah, but whatever. As long as you're putting one of those on a creature, you're probably happy anyway.
Well, you have to ask yourself, is there something better in this pack that you would take? And honestly, there's a Chain Whirler. Okay, there's a Mammoth Spider, Chain Whirler, and like a Keldon Raider.
Yeah, it's not a particularly strong pack. I actually like Tetsuko just full stop, so I think I would just take it. Not a lot of really tough spots for Strasky thus far.
I could have seen taking the Spider there just because Spider plus Song might be better than the blue he has now.
That is interesting, yeah. But he does get to add Tetsuko, which is a relevant addition. Now he gets to pick up a Gideon's Reproach. Again, these picks have been pretty straightforward. It's just the best card in the pack.
Yeah, and there's pack's really poor. Omnivore, that's about it.
Ugh.
Yargle. Run Amok is a good red combat trick, but not one you're going to take here.
Yeah, but as you said, just not good enough. So Gideon's Reproach is going to be the pick for Strasky.
Oh, another Reproach? Wow.
Another Gideon's Reproach, but there's also a Gift of a Grow from the Ashes in the pack as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to take that. I think he just continues down the white path. There is another Omnivore that is something worth noting. He's passed 2 Omnivores now. A Llanowar Elf in the pack as well.
Yeah, this pack's a little stronger than that last one. But still, isn't Gideon's Reproach just high on the list of best cards in this pack?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You just take that.
By the way, I'm going to mention it again. He's been taking good cards.
But not many creatures. Right.
Yeah, this is starting to become an issue. He does need to fill out his deck with something that can attack or block or carry an equipment.
We might see the fabled 10 removal spell, 6 equipment, 6 creature deck or something like that.
Not the optimal ratio, but it might be the way to go. And having a lot of removal plus like a divination really does go a long way. The times when you run into it are as if your opponent also has a lot of removal, because that's where you get punished for having too much equipment.
Sorry, Ondrej, no creature here. Not for you.
Wow.
I don't think he's taking
Crazy
a short
enough,
sword.
Too, there's only 2 creatures in the whole pack left, and neither of them are for him. So he's just going to take Healing Grace. I mean, really, this pack has just a whole bunch of bricks.
Yep.
Barely any playables.
Cyclops and Feral Abomination, the only creatures and maybe just the 2 best cards anyways there. All right, this was the initial pack that had, or the pack that we were talking about that had nothing great. Oh, the Spider Wield, actually.
Yeah,
wow.
I think you just take the Spider.
Oh, you
like
have
an
to.
Opt is somewhat tempting, but the Spider's too good.
It's just the best card. His green might just be better than his blue right now.
So he has Song and Spider.
Yeah.
And then he has Bounce Spell, Divination, and Tetsuko.
And a Weight of Memory as well.
And Weight of Memory.
Yeah,
it's close. Song is that good, but again, right now I would be much more favored towards the blue side simply because he has like 4 or 5 creatures total. So Song doesn't look great, and he does want to try to maximize on that equipment if possible.
Nice pack, sir. Take the Voltaic Servant and be happy with it, I think.
You know what else is interesting? Remember what I mentioned earlier that these 2, he's going to end up.
Oh no!
I would have definitely taken that that creature, but he's going to be playing against Ben.
Okay.
Do you know what's not that good against Force Apperly Migration?
What?
A bunch of 1-for-1 removal spells and a no creature stack.
Blessed Light, your
your token.
1?
Yeah, 1 of 4. I mean, seriously, right now he didn't even take that Voltaic Servant. He just doesn't have anything to block.
I think he should have taken the Servant there for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see how many creatures he has once he reviews his.
I mean,
second
do you
pack
count
here.
Relic Runner?
Yeah, that's a creature.
Okay. I think he has like 5 or maybe 6.
I think he's doing the same thing. All right, Tetsuko, Relic Runner, Sentinels. That's 3, 2, 4, 5.
5.
I think he has 5 creatures that are white or blue.
This could be a problem.
And then a spider.
So one of his creatures is Benalish Marshal, which rewards you for having multiple creatures on the battlefield. And then, ostensibly his best card is an equipment.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is not going to be an easy matchup for Ondrej. Not as it currently sits, anyways.
Maria thinks he's going to open Helm of the Host.
I mean, he'd probably take it.
That's it. There we go. That makes creatures. This is getting a little sketchy.
It's not even getting. It already is.
It's gotten sketchy.
Yeah.
It done been sketchy?
It done been sketchy, Marshall.
No. Now, if this third pack can reward him with a whole bunch of just sort of random creatures, he could make this into a real deck. But, boy, I mean, this deck looks like it wants, 14, 15 creatures in it.
He
needs to pick up 10 in the last pack while not passing any bombs.
I think he'd be happy just getting like 6 or 7 creatures, honestly.
Okay.
Like playable ones.
At what point, where's the playable line for us? Is Benalish Honor Guard on the list?
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah,
That's
easy.
what I was figuring.
It's not even
All right, let's see what he's got. Ooh, there's a good one. Sergeant at Arms.
Traxos. Snapper, another. Oh, why is he manipulate? You can't pass. No. You cannot pass Manipulator. That's the problem.
He can't do it.
Nope.
The problem is that even though, if he was sitting in a draft on Magic Online, he might consider it. Even then, he might not. But You can't pass it to the opposite team.
It's just too good. It makes your deck every time.
Yeah, it just has a sign on it that says, you cannot pass me.
Manipulator is just better than most of the other cards in the format anyways.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Ondrej is going to make the disciplined pick. To be honest, he just wanted to take some creature.
Yep.
But
and he might wheel something out of that pack.
Yeah, I think he probably will. Like, the Sergeant at Arms doesn't tend to be a highly sought-after card, and it's quite good in his deck.
He's also cut white pretty well.
He immediately pulls that Trapper to the front. And does he – I mean, see, this is where he's really going to be punished, right? Because he should be cutting Adeliz or maybe the Eviscerate here rather than taking a mediocre card like Trapper, but I don't think he has that option.
He doesn't. And, I don't think I would take the Adeliz, but Eviscerate is a consideration to hate draft for sure. But you just take the Trapper, you move on with your life.
And you apologize to your teammates.
Yeah, you say, hey, I had to take creatures, and, you know.
Oh, he's going to get yelled at.
I'm going to get yelled at for not taking that Voltaic Servant.
Yes, I still miss that. Remember, he also opened Traxxas. I'm just going to throw that out there. He didn't know that, obviously.
Okay, whew. Yeah, this pack is definitely saving him here.
Yes, this is a great one. I think he should still just take the 5-drop, the Sphinx, and then hope to wheel the Sergeant at Arms.
Cloud Reader is one of the best blue commons, if not the best.
Right, and, you know, there are 2 Coldwater Snappers that he's seen now, and those go pretty well in his deck, too, with the equipment and such. Never thought that a turtle would be able to hold a Jousting Lance well, but it turns out it does. Yeah, he's going to wheel something out of that pack, too.
Should be.
3 good cards for him, too.
Well, when you consider a creature a good card, it's not. Yeah, the bar's not very high.
And I do.
There it is, Drake. Easy.
And yeah, see, this is where he doesn't have the flexibility to take a more powerful card like Time of Ice. He just needs a creature.
He doesn't even want the Time of Ice in his deck, though.
He has too much removal.
Yeah, he has 2 Gideon's Reproach. He has 2 Blessed Light. He has a Seal Away. He has some bounce effects to counter.
Oh yeah, totally. It's the Drake, no doubt about it. That might be the best card in his deck now. Holds the equipment real well. And it can actually be cast for 3 mana.
Nice. Call the Cavalry is
I would windmill
beautiful here. You see him little flick it there?
Yeah, he knows
signifying,
what he wants. By the way, thank you, Ondrej, for playing nice and letting us see your picks. Ben Stark was in super stealth mode. I was on my computer watching.
I pick like Ben does.
But come on, when you're on camera, what do you think people...
You do what you do, man.
No, that is not how this works. People want to know what's going on.
I know.
You can't just turn the whole pack down and take... Come on. You're like the old grandpa. Hey, you want to see a magic trick? Like, no, Uncle Kenji, I don't want to see a magic trick. Blink of an eye. Oh, there is actually a creature in this pack. I didn't see that. Another Sentinel.
Yeah, he has one already.
Yeah. Yeah, he did pick up a lot of creatures this thing. He probably can afford to take a blink of an eye. Sure. He says, I'll just kick it and it'll buy a creature for me.
The Sentinel's his replacement anyways. You know,
yeah, but I mean, you know how it is. Now, this is interesting. Does he want to take the Sergeant at Arms or the Glider? I would actually take the Sergeant here.
Me too, absolutely. Even though it's possible that he's going to wheel 2 other ones, it's just the late game being able to give him 3 creatures when he has this much equipment already.
And the Benalish Marshal.
And the Marshal, yes.
Nothing like 7 power for 1 6-mana spell. Well, I like how this deck has come together for Strasky. He had to make a couple of awkward picks here, but, you know, he did get the creatures he needed in this pack.
Nice. Partick Wanderer is pretty good.
Servant.
I don't know if I want that 2-drop anymore. I wanted it last pack. I'm still surprised he didn't take it in the previous pack, but I think Partick Wanderer might be better than taking the Adeliz here.
He agrees. Let's see what he gets out of this one.
So it looks like none of the white cards are wheeling.
Interesting. He's fighting somebody, or somebody, you know, is cutting him off.
I guess maybe you cut the Worm. Or the Divest.
Sure, just something. What is that? Oh,
it's not a creature.
It's a dub.
And a Syncopate, yeah.
Well, Syncopate's a nice one. And gives him some early gameplay as well, since he's not really that heavy on 2-drops.
I think that's his second Syncopate, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Bodyguard.
Got him.
Nice. He did not get back that other Sergeant at Arms. So somebody is cutting him. I'm curious to see if somebody else is just in white. It didn't feel like it in pack 1.
No.
But that could have changed.
Neither of the Snappers wheeled
He did not wheel much out of that pack, out of those packs. I'm a little surprised. I thought he was going to get something back, but maybe I was too optimistic there.
Well, all in all, he did pick up a reasonable amount of creatures, though, which is really his saving grace. That's exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah.
So
feels like he came in just with enough.
Glided in, yeah.
Glided right into the finish. But this deck did actually come together for Strasky.
I think so,
and
absolutely.
He navigated his seat fairly well. Again, he did have to pass a couple of cards, but I don't think he got super punished for it.
Nothing like Eviscerate, Adeliz, not even wheeled anyways.
Yeah.
Some other nice ones, but nothing too relevant. He just needed his creatures, so.
Yeah, and he really did need to shore up his deck, and that's what he was able to do in that Pack 3, because if Pack 3 looked like Pack 2 or Pack 1, and he's all blessed lights and everything like that, this would not be a good spot for Strasky to be in. All right, well, the players are building their decks, but they're going to be ready soon. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have live top 4 action for you. Don't go anywhere.
Up your game with Ultra Pro Magic the Gathering accessories. Find the best Magic art on card sleeves, deck boxes, playmats, and more. Visit ultrapro.com to learn more and find a retailer near you.
Always know the right play to make? Show off your skills at a local preliminary Pro Tour qualifier. With over 2,000 game stores worldwide running PPTQs, find an event near you at magic.wizards.com/PPTQ.